Hi, my name's Sophia Geng, and I'm a Classicalia semi-finalist. I started playing violin at the age of 5, and I initially started with piano at the age of 4. But I was in a British school before moving to Canada, so there we were required to take up another instrument, and it was between piano, violin, or flute. I wanted to pick the flute, but then people told me that my arms were too short to play the flute as like a 5-year old. So I kind of got forced into the violin, but I don't regret the decision. I'm really glad with the choice I made. And I hope 5-year old Sophia would be proud of me. I love making music because music has been such an incredible tool in bringing everyone together. I moved to Canada when I was 10, and though I spoke English, it was foreign for me. And I guess music was the only thing that made it comfortable. And the violin, you would move with it. So it was the only thing that I had that resembled normalcy. So I guess I'm really grateful for the fact that, music has kept me sane in weird times, and it's allowed me to make so many new friends and meet so many incredible people along the way. I think my biggest musical influence now would have to be my previous teacher, Mr. Danchenko. He passed away around a year ago, I believe, in November of 2020. I started, um, you know, playing for him and having him as my teacher when I moved to Canada, like right when I moved to Canada, and I was 10. I didn't really understand, how knowledgeable he was and how much knowledge he had to give to me as not only a violinist, but also as a person. I was so scared of him. I was so intimidated every lesson, and I wouldn't really speak. Um, but as I grew up, as I matured, I learned to value it even more. We were online for the last duration of our time together, and I was playing the Kavalevsky Violin Concerto back then, and I played it for a year because we were online the whole time, and he really wanted to teach me Mendelssohn, but he really wanted to wait until we were in person again. But it just didn't happen. So I'm really glad that, for second round, I got to play Mendelssohn, because it was something that he really wanted me to learn, and it was something that he gradually built up. He was just someone who was so systematic in his approach to the violin. He would never skip repertoire. He, he emphasized that, you play it with quality and you don't play as much. I just remember him telling me, like, there was a part in like the last bit of the Senda Malay from De Barrio, and he was like, when you play introduction and Rondo Capriccio, so this will be in there similarly, and when you play Mendelssohn, this will be in the cadenza leading up to the orchestral entrance. And I didn't understand any of that when I was younger, but now playing the pieces, I've really gained an appreciation for how systematic he was to the violin. And I finally understand why he has so many amazing students. And I'm so grateful that I've had 3 years, 4 years to spend with him. He has so many amazing students that resemble him in terms of violin playing. And so I think he's made albums too, so he's left his mark on this world. I really hope that I'll make him proud one day. This is my violin. It's I think 1828. It's made in 1828 by an Italian maker, among like the 20 other instruments that were presented to me. I liked this violin sound the most. It had the most deep, and it was very warm in terms of its sound. It wasn't very bright. So I could pair it with brighter strings and not have it overly resonant, which I really enjoyed. But if I wanted, more muted, warmer tones, I could also put in like warmer strings or just normal strings since it's already such a warm instrument. So I really liked like, kind of like the range I had to go with in terms of strings and sound. So that's a main factor why I picked it. And also I was like 11 and my teachers told me to pick it, so I picked it too. I played the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto in E minor, Opus 64 for my round two audition. I guess the part or the thing that I'm most proud of would be, that I learned the concerto, first and foremost. I think, my mom always said that once you learn the Mendelssohn, then all the money I've put into violin is finally worth it. It's her favorite concerto too, so that's why I decided to start learning it. And I think it's also something that Mr. Danchenko wanted me to learn for such a long time. And it was always, something he'd talk about, learning the Mendelssohn and, how deceptively challenging the Mendelssohn is, and like how hard it is to get all the details right. And, it can look pretty on the outside, but inside there might be some spots that are still, dirty or like stuff that still needs to be cleaned up. And my round two audition wasn't perfect, I'd say, but I'm really happy that I was able to learn the piece